Week 4 throwback here is on density. So to start off with, I'll just talk about how these problems are done in general. You'll use this algebra circle, although you won't be provided with that on the exam, so you have to have it memorized. The way this works is you cover up the variable that you're solving for. So if we want density, we cover up the density. It's mass over volume. If you want mass, you cover that up. It's density times volume. If you want the volume, you cover that up. It's mass over density. So that is how that works. Make sure that you understand that, and that's kind of how these problems all go. So the first question here says that there's a material found. It has a mass of 25.0 grams and a volume of 78.1 centimeters cubed. And we're supposed to identify from the materials above which one is most likely to be. It doesn't say this exactly in the problem, but you can kind of read it through and see that you have grams and you have centimeters cubed, so that's mass and volume. So the thing you're missing here is the density, and that's what we can use to identify the substance. So density is going to equal mass over volume, which is equal to 25.0 over 78.1. Now, we will be following sig fig rules in this one, so 3 sig figs over 3 sig figs gives us 3 sig figs in the end. That equals 0.320 grams per centimeter cubed. All right, and then if we look up here at the table above, we can see the only substance with a density close to that is wood, and that is actually right on there, so it should be wood. Problem number 2 says, what's the volume of a 552.3 gram sample of pure silicon? So we look up silicon here. We see that it has a density of 2.336 grams per centimeter cubed. The thing that we're looking for here is the volume. So we solve it for volume. We see volume equals mass over density, which equals 552.3 grams divided by 2.336 for silicon. 4 sig figs divided by 4 sig figs, we get 4 in the end. So it's 236.4 centimeters cubed for the volume. Question number 3, it says if a sample of pure silver has a volume of 25,000 centimeters cubed, what's the mass? So in this case, we're looking for mass. Mass equals density times volume, which equals, we have to look it up for silver, it is 10.49 times the volume, 25,000. This is 4 sig figs times 2 sig figs, so our answer should have 2 sig figs. We round it to 260,000 grams. Question 4 says a student finds a rock on the way to school. In the laboratory, she determines that the volume of the rock is 19.5 milliliters. The mass is 497 grams. So in this one, we're given volume in milliliters. I want to point out at this moment that a milliliter is the same thing as a centimeter cubed. So try and go forward from this assignment knowing that 1 milliliter equals a centimeter cubed. They're the same thing. So it's asking us for the density. Density equals mass over volume, which in this case equals 35.497 over 19.5. We go through, we do that, we round to 3 sig figs, and I get 1.84 grams per milliliter. And because I said that a milliliter is the same thing as a gram per centimeter cubed, you could also say 1.84 grams per centimeter cubed. Either one of those would be acceptable. Question 5 says a gallon is 3,785 milliliters. What's the mass of 1.000 gallons of water? Well, the first thing here we've got to do, we're talking about milliliters here. If you look up on the table, the density of water is given as 1.000 grams per centimeter cubed. So we should get this milliliters to centimeters cubed, but it's not that hard. We know that the volume, because it's 1-to-1, it's exactly a 1-to-1 relationship, or 1 milliliter equals 1 centimeter cubed. We know the volume is really just 3,785 centimeters cubed from that. And so if we're trying to find the mass equals density times volume, which equals, if you look up the density for water, it's 1.000, not related to the 1.000 gallons that we have there. It's from the table up above. And the volume here we said is 3785. We multiply those together, we get 3,785 grams. All right, the last problem here says, what would the volume of a piece of gold be if it had a mass of 10 kilograms? Watch your units. So in this one, the units in the sig figs are actually kind of confusing here because 10 kilograms has 4 sig figs. That means when we convert it to grams, it also has to have 4 sig figs. So 10 kilograms is 10,000 grams. But when we write that 10,000, we have to keep it with 4 sig figs. So this is how we write it. 10,000 grams with a bar above those first 4. That last digit is not significant. All right, so it asks for us to calculate the volume. Volume equals mass over density, which equals 10,000 grams. And we've got that bar there over the first 4 digits, divided by density of gold is 19.3. We calculate this, 4 sig figs over 3 sig figs, our answer is 3 sig figs. So we've got 51.8 centimeters cubed on this one. And that is that. Make sure if you have any questions on this, you come in and talk to me and let me know.